We discussed about that. Now, yeah. So we created database, we created tables and everything for our project and the modules. We created a database in MongoDB. Let's open MongoDB. CD MongoDB CD 4.0 bin and Mongo. Okay. So this is and show DBS to see the list of databases. We created a database and the database name is shoppingdb. So how to enter into the database? Because when you type db, it will show current database and currently which database is in use. It test database is in use. So what you have to do, use database name. Database name is shoppingdb. That means it will change to that database. It switch it to shoppingdb. So use command is for two purpose. One, to create a new database and to change into existing database. If already database is there, it will change into that existing database. For that we have to use that use. Okay. And show collections. It will show the list of tables. We created three tables. So categories table, products table, registered table. How to see what is present inside them? So db.tbl categories dot find and dot pretty, and you can see it will show three categories are there: electronics, footwear, fashion. Okay. db.tbl products dot find dot pretty. So here you will see only one product is there. We need to add some more products into that. Then we can apply some filters and all those options into that. So how we can add? db.tbl products dot insert as an array type, in that array as an object. What I will do is I will design this in a notepad so that I can copy that later easily. So here insert as an object type, we need product ID, name, price, is in stock, photo and category ID. So product ID is 2. Another one, name is mobile. Name is mobile. And third one is price. Price is some price. We are defining some price. Another is in stock, right? Is in stock. Is in stock, true or false. And we have photo. Photo is some dot slash images slash some mobile dot jpg. Okay. So we have another one is category ID. Category ID, that is also 1. And I will copy this product. Okay, I will paste it. That means comma, another product. This time it is 3 and its name is suppose so jeans and its price is some price. Okay. And is in stock, true or false. Okay. And images some jeans dot jpg and category ID. This belongs to fashion category, which ID is 3. Then we will put as 3. Okay, I will paste another product. This is 4 and its name is some t-shirt. Okay, and the price is some price and is in stock through images some shirt dot jpg and it is also 3. Okay, and I add one more product that is 5 and here some Nike casuals, so some price and here shoe.jpg and this belongs to second category. So one more, this is 6. Why I am typing in notepad? Because we can copy paste, then this entire command I can take to command prompt. So here Lee Cooper boot, okay, and price some price and photo is shoe1.jpg. Okay, category ID is 2. Okay, this is the entire command. I will copy and now I will paste it here. That entire command will be pasted here. So let's copy that and paste it here. Okay, now hit enter and you can see all the 5 records inserted. 5 records inserted. So now db.tbl products dot find dot pretty, it will show the list of all the records. You can see total 6 records are there. It will show display the list of all the records which belongs to different categories, right? Like this you need to maintain 20-30 categories, like 20-30 products belongs to different categories. When you design you write like that, right? This is the database. Okay, so our database is ready and our tables are ready. Now we need a server side technology to communicate with the database. So we are going to use Node.js. Node.js. So Node.js is again, I am not teaching you Node.js. That's the reason only overview I am giving you that is required for the project. Node.js is a server side technology. You need to learn it separately. Just like Java, .NET, PHP, server side technologies, Node.js also. But Node.js is more lightweight and Node.js is more better for audio, video, buffering like sites and all. It has some advantages, same time it has some drawbacks. So for a UI developer, if he wants to learn a server side technology, then Node.js is best. Already if you belong to Java, .NET, PHP like technologies, then you can use them. But if you don't belong to any technologies and you want to learn a server side technology and you are a UI developer, then again you don't need to join .NET or Java. You can directly learn Node.js with MongoDB so that you can have a server side and database knowledge also, right? So we are using Node.js as server side technology. So actually it is server side scripting technology. Scripting technology. It is a server side scripting technology. So Node.js is JavaScript based. JavaScript based. What is actually server side technology is nothing but server side scripting is a technique used in web development where a response is generated where a response is generated according to the client request. That means server side scripting is a technique used in web development, so which allows the clients to make a request so that it can generate a response customized to every client request. So actually, in detail, we can say where scripts are employed on server in order to generate a response customized for every client request. It is used to generate a response customized to every client request. That is what actually the point is. Okay, now how to use this Node.js server-side technology? Actually, we need to install Node.js. Already you installed Node.js because you remembered we learned about Bootstrap, JavaScript, jQuery, AngularJS. All these we installed with npm. npm is Node Package Manager. That means that npm is actually coming from Node.js only. So already in our computers we have Node.js, because if you installed Bootstrap, if you installed AngularJS and Angular, that means you have Node.js in your computer. How to test it? To test Node.js, whether it is installed or not, you have to simply type node-v. In command prompt node-v, you will get Node.js version. So Node.js is already available with us. So it is already available with us. Okay. Then how to write a Node.js program to communicate with MongoDB database? Because remember, Node.js uses JavaScript base. That means you should know that Node.js server-side programs are written in a .js file. They are written in .js file. All the server-side programs are written in .js file. And let's see how to use them, how to work with them. Let's see how to write a server-side program to communicate with the database. That means reading data from database, inserting data into database, how we can manage that actually. Let's take a look here. So for that, what we will do in our project, we will maintain a separate folder. Let's maintain a separate folder and name it as server side. That is a new folder. Okay. Into that server side folder, we have to add some files. That means now Node.js means we are learning how to communicate with MongoDB. That means, so we are learning connecting with MongoDB from Node.js. For that, what we have to do is, first step is we need to first test the connecting with MongoDB from Node.js. First step. So you have to install a package for MongoDB. We have to install a package for MongoDB. Actually, this package usually contains all library. It contains all library to communicate with MongoDB. So you have to install a package for MongoDB. So this package contains all library to communicate with MongoDB. So how to install? Go to your project. So we created server side folder. In server side folder, npm install MongoDB. You have to type this. You have to install MongoDB. Now let's go to the terminal, control backtick, and in iShop we have to change to server side folder. How to change to server side folder? cd server side. Okay, in this server side folder we have to install the package npm install and install MongoDB. Now already MongoDB is installed. We are installing a library for Node.js to communicate with MongoDB. Already you have MongoDB installed. So that is for creating database tables and all. This is for Node.js to communicate with MongoDB. Node.js uses this library. Enter. And you can see it will download the MongoDB library for you. And what it will do is in this server side folder, it will create server side folder. Refresh. In the server side folder, actually it creates node modules. In the node modules, it will keep that. Right? That means in the node modules, that content is available. Okay. Means we have already node modules folder now. In the node modules folder, it will install the library required for MongoDB. You see MongoDB is installed. So that means MongoDB is ready for your project. That's fine. Okay. That is how you have to install MongoDB. So MongoDB is successfully installed. Now we have to write a server-side program. So this program is responsible for communicating with the database. So first we will see how to write a basic program to connect with the database. And as I already told you, MongoDB uses JavaScript. That means, so Node.js server-side programs are written in JavaScript file. So add a JavaScript file in the server-side folder, a new file, and the file name as test.js. You can use anything, test.js. Now it is a JavaScript file. Node.js server-side programs are written in JavaScript file. So that means we have to create a JavaScript file. Second point, create a new JavaScript file by name test.js. First, we will learn how to connect with the database. Then finally, we will create a program to communicate with the database and provide to client-side technology. First, we will learn how to connect. So here, first step, what you have to do is, we have to import the library for MongoDB into this program. In JavaScript, we can import the library from another JavaScript file, right? That means already MongoDB library is present in JavaScript file only. You can import the library into JavaScript by using a command called require. We have to use require method. Require is a method which is used to import any library. In order to use a library, first we have to import the library. What is the library name? So library name is MongoDB. That is the library. But MongoDB is a very big library. It has server library and client library. Both are present. Now, server library and client library two are present. In that we need only client library, not server library. So we have to use mongodb.mongo client. That means MongoDB client library is imported. The client library is responsible for connecting with MongoDB, right? So we are installing that. So we are importing it. Okay. That means this library is loaded into memory. So by using require method, what we are doing in this step, I will put a comment. Import MongoDB library. MongoDB client library. Client library. This is how we have to do. And this is loaded into memory. When it is loaded into memory, we have to access from the memory. Then we will create var mongo client is equal to this. This mongo client left side var mongo client. This is our own name. You can give any name. So that means now this MongoDB library is loaded into memory, which you can access by using mongo client. That is ready. So any library, if you want to use, you have to first import. And in Node.js, the libraries are imported by using a function called require. Okay, it is imported. After importing, to connect with any database, in order to connect with MongoDB database, we need the path for MongoDB server, because MongoDB is present in a server. Generally, if you are using Oracle or MySQL or SQL server, in order to connect with the database, usually we need connection string. Actually connection string contains server name, user ID, password, so many things will be there. But in MongoDB, you have to just use connection URL. MongoDB have a connection URL. You have to use that connection URL. So that you can find here. You can see when we started MongoDB, observe carefully. I will exit. Okay. Let's run Mongo client, mongo.exe. Now it is connecting to server. You can see it is connecting to server, and this is the server address actually. It is the server address, right? It is the this is the server address. You see connecting to, it is connecting to this URL. This is the server address. So generally Oracle, MySQL like databases will use a connection string, and MongoDB is just connection URL. This URL is important. So we need this URL. That means this is the location where your database is present. That is the server, right? So your database is present in that location. So what we have to do is we have to create an URL, and that URL is http:// not http, it is MongoDB URL. So MongoDB colon /127.0.0.1 colon 27017. That is the port number. You can see that is the port number. So this is the MongoDB server address. We have to store in a separate variable. We will do that easily. Okay. Now we have imported the library and we have defined the URL. Now simply what we have to do is Mongo client. Mongo client is the variable. It uses a method called connect. Connect with URL, that particular URL. Connect is a method which connects with the Mongo server. And here it will use a callback function. This function will return error. If there is a problem, it will return error. If no problem, then it will return the client. It will return the client. Actually, client object. Through this client object, these are formal parameters. You can give any name. And that client object can connect with the database. Connecting with the database is done by client object. Now we need to verify with a simple condition. If not error, that means there is no error in connection, then console.log, we are printing a simple statement. In JavaScript, output statement is console log. You cannot use document.write or alert because this is not used in HTML. Directly in JavaScript, we are writing and compiling also from JavaScript only. So not in HTML. That's the reason alert, document.write, you cannot use them. So here simply console.log and the file name. Here message is nothing but I will say connected successfully. Okay, else if there is any problem, that means your URL is wrong, your server is not running, some problem is there, then console.log show that error. That is how we need to manage. How to use client object, I will tell you later. So our program is ready. That means we written a program in Node.js to connect with the database and test the connection. If connection is successful, then it should show this message, connected successfully. Let's run this. So Node.js is server-side programs are written in JavaScript file, and to compile and run Node.js programs, you can use the Node.js compiler. That means how to do that? You have to just write the command like this, node and program.js. That's it. Your program name.js. You have to compile and run. That means I need to run this. So I return test.js. In the test.js, I will keep this program. This is the program you have to write in the test.js. That means in a test.js, you have to write this program. I will remove the comment. This is the program we have to write. After writing the program, we have to compile and run this program. That means open this in terminal or in command prompt, anywhere. That means open in terminal or command prompt and command prompt. So just for your visual sake, I will open in a command prompt. Our project is iShop. In iShop server side. In the server side, we have a file called test. We will compile. That means node test.js. When I say node test.js, it will compile and it will show the output. It says connected successfully. That means it is connecting with our Node.js. Some warnings it is showing. Those are related to versions, right? Currently it is showing connected successfully. Actually, in your program, if you have any problem in this URL or in this library, then it shows error. For example, our server name, something we written wrong. Suppose by mistake, I written HTTP. Right? Then I will compile this and run this program. In order to terminate, Control C, it will terminate. Now we will compile again node test.js, and you can see it will show some problems. It shows error, invalid connection string, and it says that so parser error. That means some problem in the connection string. It shows that connection string problem. So if connection string is correct, that means MongoDB, right? And if it is correct, then it should display connected successfully. It should display connected successfully. So this is a simple program. Open the terminal and just you have to do in our c:/ishop/server side. In that we have to just use node test.js. It will compile and run. But this is not the complete program. Important is we just connected to MongoDB server. In the server, we have to connect with database. From the database, we have to connect with table. In the table, whatever records are there, we have to read them. This is a lengthy process. That means now we will write a program to connect with database and read all records from TBL products table. We will write a program to connect with the database and read records from TBL products table. How to do that? Let's see. So up to this, everything is same. I will show you one more time to make you clearly understand. First step, we have to import library. So var client is equal to require MongoDB. In MongoDB, we have to import Mongo client. Okay. Next, var URL is equal to URL is MongoDB : / in every computer it will be same, right? 127.0.0.1 27017. Okay. Next step. Now we need to connect with the database. Then how do we connect with the database? So simply what we have to do is we need to define Mongo client dot connect with URL and a callback function. This function will have two parameters, one error, another one client object. Okay, and if not error, then what to do? If not error, what to do? Else show that error. Console.log display that error. Okay, if not error, then what we have to do is through this client object, we can connect with the database and we can read the data from the database. How we can do that? We have to create var database is equal to how to connect with the database through client object. Client object have a command called db. Through db command, we can we can connect with the database. Which database name? Our database is shopping db. That means you should exactly mention your MongoDB database name. In the last session, we created shopping DB. So that is the database. So how to connect with the database, right? So we have to use the client object. Through client object, we have a DB method. DB is used to connect with a database. Which database you have to tell. Now that database we can access with reference of this database variable. Now what we have to do is, in the database we need a collection called TBL products. So database dot collection. So which collection in the database? Collection name is TBL products. Okay, what we want to do on that, we have to read. Read means we have to use the command find. So find command. So it is expecting, do you want any query? No query. That means simply empty object. Okay. That means actually find command can use queries inside it. Currently there are no queries. So it is written it empty bracket. Okay. Actually, we used a command called pretty. In MongoDB, actually, I will show you. In MongoDB, we say use shopping DB and db.tblproducts.find. If I write like this, all records will be like this. That means they will not be in a clean way to understand. That's the reason what we were doing db.tblproducts.find.pretty. Pretty means it will display in a clean form. That is the only thing. So pretty, without pretty, find is enough. But pretty will display in a correct way. But in Node.js, we have to use toArray. ToArray will convert into array. After converting into array, this toArray is a function. ToArray is a function. You have to write like a function. This toArray function again will return two parameters. One is error parameter, another one is documents. That means if this command is successful, then it will return documents. Convert those documents into array. And those documents are stored in this documents parameter. If it is unable to connect with table, that means there is problem in table name or something, then it will return error. So what we have to write here, again the condition. If not error, what should happen? If not error, then it has to print all the documents. That means what we do, console.log, it should print all documents. That's good. Else it should print the error. That means console.log what error is present. That means we are connecting with MongoDB. On that connection, we are accessing a database called shoppingDB by using DB method. And on the database, we are accessing a collection called TBL products. We are using find command to read all the records, converting that to array. And array is a function that returns the error and documents. Those documents we are printing if there is no error. Now let's compile and run this Node.js program. Let's run the Node.js program. So how to run? So node test.js. Test.js. You can see it will connect and it will return all the records. You can see Node.js is connecting and returning all the records. If it is doing that, that means our program is successful. And observe carefully, it is returning an array of objects. That means it is returning a JSON type data. Now your program is successfully working. You can communicate with any table, TBL categories, TBL products. We have so many now. Now here the main concept is, once you know how to read the data, similarly how to insert the data. For that, instead of find command, we have to use insert command. How we can insert the records, how we can read the records. But important is, this data should be sent to our client side. Client side, we will use jQuery or AngularJS to consume this data. You remembered we consumed the data by using AJAX calls in jQuery and AngularJS. There, we temporarily maintained a JSON file, but now we will get directly from database and we will use. Now the question is, how Node.js send this to client side, so that client side we can access and use it. That we will see. But this is an example, and this is how we need to write the program. I will write the program. I will paste this program again, same test.js. Okay, this is how we can insert records into table from Node.js. So everything same. Only the point is, let's see. That means up to this URL, everything is same. Up to this, everything is same. That means just importing and URL both are same. Now what we have to do is, we have to just write the logic in this way. What to do? We have to say Mongo client.connect, connect with URL, and you use a callback function. This function will use an error and it will use an client object. Right? Then we have to write if not error, then what should happen? If not error, where database is equal to, through client object DB, we will connect with the database called shopping DB. Okay. Now in the database, we will add a collection called TBL categories. Into TBL categories, we need to insert a record. Then you use simply insert. That's it. Insert is a method. We have to just put the data. Data should be returned in a flower brace object, and what it contains: category ID. Category ID is what? 4. And the category name. Category name is some value. So category name are defined as some accessories. So we can define any category. So we can define any category. So I am configuring a category, and we can use that category name, right? So we can use the category name. Let's keep that in a simple groceries. Groceries. Okay. Fine. That is the data. And after the data, so while inserting, you may get a problem. That means we use a callback function. In the callback function, usually what happens is, we have error and we have result. And simply, if not error, that means if there is no error in inserting, simply it says console.log. It should show a message called record inserted. Okay, let's run this and see. That means we are using insert command. We are inserting a record into the table. And let's run this and see. So that means how we can answer. Because the category table should contain. First observe the categories table, what it contains. db.tbl categories dot find dot pretty. Actually, it is having category ID, category name, and three categories are present. And we are writing one more category ID, and we are defining category name, and we are printing the details. So TBL categories, right? These are the options we are configuring. To understand how to insert dynamic data, you have to wait, right? You have to wait until to know how to insert the data dynamically. I know you are too excited into that, but wait until the concept comes. First, you need to understand basic command, right? So how to insert dynamically, that is what our project now, right? Why you are so excited in that? Wait until the concept comes, right? Now here, let's run this and see whether it is inserting or not, right? So we will compile and run this program. How do we compile and run this program? So again, node test.js. And you can see it says record inserted. Okay, let's go to MongoDB and test it. So find from the TBL categories. You can see groceries also added into it, right? Yeah. So how to read and show in UI, how to send from the UI, that's what our project is, right? Now this person is very much excited how to insert dynamically. That is what our project is. We are learning that. Don't get too excited into the concept, right? Now here currently we are just reading and you are inserting. Once you know how to read and insert, now we need to create a UI for this. And from the UI, we need to send the data. We create a form. From the form, we send the data that will insert into the database. And we have to bring this data and present in that. We are just learning in Node.js how read and insert operations are handled, right? This is example for inserting the records, right? First, you practice up to this. Now, how to create a UI to communicate with this? So dynamically dealing with that we will see in the next session. Then according to that, you have to design the complete project now, right? That we'll see tomorrow. We'll continue that tomorrow. Okay, thank you.